Priestess is the embodiment of the ancient goddess Amunet. Amunet welcomed souls into the underworld. And so here the High Priestess aids souls in the collective unconscious, uniting intelligence. The two pillars behind her, black and white, from the Temple of Solomon, symbolize the union of all polarities on the path of which the card is number 2. Number 2 is the number of reflection and duplication. Therefore, the High Priestess is the unifying agent between the two columns. If we consider the path of the High Priestess on the Tree of Life, she comes after the Empress. Alas, on this path, the physical help of the Empress has vanished. Thus, there are no more illusions. Hereafter, we must face the eye-opening reality of our own absolute free will. It is the High Priestess whose path forms the bridge between Tiferet, beauty, and Keter, crown or spirit. And it is the only path that crosses the desert of the abyss of Da'at, the hidden Sephirah. The Kabbalistic symbol and Hebrew letter of the High Priestess is Gimel, which means camel. Camels hold water in their humps. It is water that usually represents the subconscious, and likewise, the camel's water is internal, not external. The implication is that just as the camel carries the water across the desert and absorbs it as it needs it, so we too must carry a higher self, or our subconscious, on a spiritual path and reach into it as we need it. Astrologically, the High Priestess is associated with the moon. The moon is considered the high aspect of the divine feminine, representing harmonious changeability. In contrast to the Hierophant, who represents exoteric teaching, the High Priestess embodies the inner mysteries, esoteric knowledge. She must be contemplated in terms of the magician. She performs functions that he manifests. She is the ultimate knowledge of everything that ever was and ever will be. However, the memories of the cosmos that she contains are hidden behind the veil, or here behind the two columns that she guards so dutifully. In the transition from the magician to the High Priestess, we have gone from structuring our lives and creating things that are useful in our spiritual quest to actually being in touch with a higher intuition and spiritual energy. So the magician does the external organizing, and the High Priestess connects us internally with our spiritual energy. Since she connects Tiferet with Keter, the High Priestess represents the very energy which guides our souls or highest selves, Tiferet, with final union with Spirit, Keter. We need to acknowledge that the element of the High Priestess is water. And here she appears in front of a temple that seems to be coming out of troubled waters. She is winged. The wings are of different colors, one dark, one light, representing a duality in everything. She appears between two bronze pillars of the temple, one on the left with a letter B and the other one on the right with a letter J. They represent the ancient pillars of the Temple of Solomon. Boaz, which means in him is strength, and Yachin, which means he will establish in Hebrew. She wears the triple moon as a crown, and it represents the 3 phases of the moon, ascending, full, and waning. The moon is also featured in the background because that's what she's all about. Her other symbols include a hawk and an ancient Egyptian symbol for west. In Egyptian, she is called She of the West. In ancient Egypt, it was the west where the dead entered the underworld, and Amunet is believed to be the goddess to welcome their entrance to the kingdom of Osiris. And in general, everything about this card reflects the mystery of the moon and the mystery of the High Priestess.